Hey y'all, what's going on? Pavel with DIT Media here, and today I wanted to share with you I have a list of 5 items that you can get somebody who is either interested in photography or video work, and since it's a holiday season, Christmas, New Year, whatever, I know this video is gonna be coming out kind of on the nose of all those holidays, but if you're looking for something to get somebody kind of last minute, these are going to be for people who are in those fields. These items are going to be really I think people who will get them will really appreciate them and find a lot of either creative uses or practical uses or both out of them. And so these are going to be in no particular order, and I also made it a point that all of these items are below $100. So it is not terribly expensive. You can get these either on Amazon or other places. I'm going to post some links. They're not affiliate links. I don't get any kickbacks from them. Those are just kind of pointers so that you can get model numbers, etc. And you can buy those items wherever you like to get them. So again, in no particular order, I'm going to start with a really practical tool, something that I use all the time. And this is a pro-grade dual SD card reader. So it has 2 SD card slots in the front, and also it's a USB-C on the back. So you can actually detach this and keep it, somewhere portable. It doesn't have a cord that it's hardwired to, so it's kind of going to be all dangly and stuff. So there's none of that. It is also magnetic. So you can literally just put it, if you have a desktop computer, for example, like I have, you can just literally put it on the side of your computer and it'll just stick to the metal case. So it is incredibly handy, and it is really fast, and it doesn't do sequential card reads, meaning it's got to finish one before it starts the other. It does them both at the same time. And I believe this one at the time of my purchase was 79 bucks. So definitely highly practical tool. People will really appreciate it. I do not know why I personally waited so long to get one of these, but if you were looking for something to give somebody, this is a really cool thing to give somebody. So anybody needs backups. Backups are very crucial aspect of anybody who is doing video photography work. And so having a place that you can securely put all of your files and store them there, as well as on the media cards, but so that you have 2 backups. Remember, 2 backups is one backup is none. So keep your media cards unformatted for the time being after the shoot, but make sure you can offload all of your stuff to one of these guys. This is a SanDisk SSD, 500 gigs. So this one I believe costs around 89 bucks. Obviously, if you go to like a terabyte or 2 terabyte models that they also offer, it's going to be more expensive. 2 terabyte, I believe, is something like 230, and 1 terabyte is like 180 or whatever. But I'll post the links with all the prices down below. But this thing is really handy. Again, USB-C, it's really rugged. I also use Samsung SSDs that I have back there connected to the Mac. I have a lot of them. But these guys are really useful and handy, and I highly recommend everybody have one or multiple. I have like 10 of them, like terabyte and 2 terabyte capacity, because I just have so much data that gets moved all the time, and speed is really important. So like old drives that are spinning disks, they're incredibly slow. You're wasting a lot of time backing up a lot of footage, especially if you shot at 4K, ProRes, all that stuff. It's gonna take you a really long time to back all that stuff up. If you get yourself one of these are gonna speed up your workflow at least 2 times, if not more. So pick one of these up as a present for somebody, pick one up for yourself. It's really handy thing, and I can't speak highly enough of these things. Another thing that has to deal with camera safety, because camera safety is really important, and it's important not to drop your camera when doing something else, or if you're shooting an event, for example. Especially handy if you're a photographer, but it does come handy in the video use as well, is one of these Peak Design camera straps. Now, it's a really rugged strap. I have several of these. Generally when shooting video, because I'm shooting usually with bigger cameras like Sony FS7s, FX9s, Arri Alexas, etc. Obviously those do not get the stripes. However, if you're shooting on a DSLR style body, like mirrorless camera, like I'm shooting on an A7S III right now, When you're in the field and you're shooting, you know, a lot of video, and especially if you're doing it a lot of handheld video, having your camera around your neck provides an extra level of security, because let's say it slips out of your hand or something, or somebody bumps into you or something. If you have this around your neck like that, the camera is just gonna go down. It's not gonna go on the floor. And especially with cameras like A7S III or Panasonic GH5 and others that have a flip out screen, that is usually the first thing to break and to go if you drop a camera. And needless to say, if you crack a lens, it's gonna cost you thousands of dollars. So a way to protect yourself from that, and to protect somebody that maybe doesn't have one and you would like to make their life better, get them one of these Peak Design straps. Now, the best part about this Peak Design strap is the fact that they have these connectors over here, and there's a round, basically round tip that goes in there and locks in place. So the good thing is, when you're not using it, or let's say you're putting your camera on a tripod, and sometimes, especially if you have a viewfinder and an LCD, which is basically every camera nowadays, and it's mirrorless, if the strap gets in the way and it basically prevents you from like either looking in a viewfinder, or suddenly your monitor blacked out because this is blocking the sensor of the viewfinder and you can only see stuff through the viewfinder. So in any case, if this thing gets annoying, you can easily take it off, because all it does is you just have these Peak Design tabs that just, you unlock them, and that's it. And you can take this, put it in your camera bag, keep the camera safe on the tripod. Once it's ready to be taken off the tripod again, you can easily snap this back on and continue the shoot. So I believe this specific strap, again, they have several ones. I believe this specific one is something like $89 or something like that. So again, it's not the cheapest strap out there, but it's incredibly rugged. It's really well designed and well built, and I highly recommend everybody have a couple of these, because there's been so many scenarios where suddenly, like, especially if you're hired as a hybrid shooter, it's like you're mostly shooting video, but they want you to get a couple of still photographs in the meantime. This is so handy. Needless to say that sometimes what you can do when you actually strap your camera around yourself, you can actually hold the camera out like this, and it provides an extra layer of stabilization for your footage. So you can either get your arms like this tucked in and you can shoot this way, or you can stretch it out like this and shoot it like this, and it provides an extra layer of stabilization. So needless to say, I love these things. I use them all the time. I have several of them. And if you're looking for a gift for somebody else, or maybe for yourself, pick one of these up. Links down below. All right. So that was kind of, utilitarian-ish, maybe not so fun kind of items. However, right now, what I'm going to show you, this thing is incredible. And especially for the price, it is absolutely amazing. I have two of them. I've been on shoots where people have a lot more of them. But I have also a 4-foot version of this. And for those of you who know where I'm headed with this is what I'm talking about. Now, it looks kind of boring, doesn't it? Well, suddenly, it does not look so boring. So this is a Nanlite Pavo Tube 2 6C. And it is a really cool LED light tube, essentially. And so they make 2-footer versions of these. They also make a 4-foot versions of these. Now those kind of start to get expensive, especially this is kind of the second generation of their tubes, and they start to get expensive. But this 1-foot version is insanely cheap. It is, right now they're running a special on it. I think it's like $79 or $76 or something like that. There's no limit to the creativity that can be achieved with these tubes. They can be used as a fill light, they can be used as practical lighting, they can be used as accent lighting, they can be used in so many different ways. On a lot of shoots, like we did a shoot for this firm that had a lot of stuff to do with computers, so we put several of these kind of on the floor just as accent lighting, and it looked absolutely gorgeous. The other cool thing about this specific, and keep in mind this is only at 15% brightness, so like, yeah, even if I put it out of the frame, you can still see that purple glow, and that orange glow back there, as a matter of fact, is also one of these. It's just set on the orange hue, and that one is also set to something like 10% or 15%, not terribly bright. Now these things can go, if I go up to 100, Now this is, oh gosh, this is a 75. Let's go to 100. Is that 100%? So yeah, you can definitely see, you know, it is lighting. It can light you pretty well. And needless to say, this is also, you know, full RGB spectrum, so you can do essentially all the colors of the rainbow if you like. It also does, you know, your standard color temperature from like 2000 Kelvin up until like 6500 Kelvin or something like this, so you can make it really orange or daylight or whatever you like. And my favorite part about this tube is the fact that, let's say I set it on this, is that it's magnetic. So if you have, again, something with metal, like my computer chassis, for example, I can just literally put it right there, and it's gonna give off this purple hue a little bit on my face. Now, again, I set it 25%, so it's like not gonna be terribly bright. But if you crank it up to 100%, it's gonna be really, really cool. Again, I can't speak enough of this. You can pick somebody, just one of these, and see if they like it, and they can get them, you know, the rest themselves. But these are really, really cool. You can charge them via USB. It has a built-in battery that the time on that battery varies based on the intensity, obviously. So at 100%, it gives you like an hour. At the minimal brightness, it gives you like 6 hours, something insane like that. But again, a really, really cool creative tool that can really not necessarily change the way somebody lights stuff or shoots stuff, but it's definitely an extra tool in the bag, and I believe that people who do this for a living, they will find a lot of uses out of this, again, especially for the money. And the last thing here on the same note is the Aperture Bulbs. So these are kind of new. They came out not that long ago, and this is, I have a whole, actually, as a matter of fact, I have a whole video about these, so click somewhere here if you want to watch that. Help out the algorithm, rank the video. And also, these are really, really cool. Now, there are certain drawbacks to these that, again, I've covered in the video. You can go watch that for full analysis and breakdown. But again, as a creative tool, it is really, really cool. Full RGB spectrum. Again, it can do anything from like 2000 Kelvin until like 10,000 Kelvin or something like that. So it can do daylight, tungsten, everything in between. Really, really handy, really cool thing. And the cool thing is again, it's just a regular light bulb socket. Now, it does have a built-in battery, and the built-in battery, again, is good for something like an hour or 45 minutes at the maximum brightness. I don't exactly remember. But you can also just plug it into a regular lamp or like a garage lamp that you can pick up at Home Depot for like 10 bucks or whatever, and just stick it somewhere that you want like a pool of light to be hitting a wall or hitting a subject or hitting something in the background. Really, really handy tool for practical lighting. You can achieve some really cool creative effects with it. And again, all of these bulbs are and can be controlled with the Citus app that Aperture provides. They have effects built in, so they can do strobe effects, they can do all sorts of things. And the cool thing is, again, 79 bucks for one of these. You don't have to get somebody a whole set of like 8 of them or 4 of them and spend a ton of money. You can just get somebody one and see if they like it, see if, you know, it possibly affects the way that they shoot stuff, affects that they light stuff. And at the end of the day, you're just providing somebody with a really cool gift that can really give them another tool in their tool bag for shoots and other creative work that they do. So these are kind of 5 things, again, in no particular order, that I use almost on pretty much daily basis that I really, really like. And I think that with holidays coming up and everything, if you're looking for kind of a last minute gift, I really think that whoever you get these for, they're really gonna appreciate them and they're gonna be grateful. So again, if you like this video, please hit the like button, and share it with somebody that you think might find this video useful. You know, happy holidays, happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I will see you guys soon.